All right, and here we go. Hey, take a couple of deep breaths. Have everything just right here. Really, the best way I know to help yourself settle is to focus on your exhales, just for 3 or 4 breaths. So really allow yourself to exhale completely. And that might mean sighing out loud, or it just might mean extending your exhale, lengthening your exhale. And just notice when you start to feel settled, when your body starts to soften and relax and let go of any kind of effort, any kind of movement, any kind of to-do list. Just notice when your body lets go of all of that. I'm going to keep our practice fairly simple today. Nothing fancy, no blocks, no straps. Take a couple more mindful breaths. And we're going to begin our movement with some head circles. Let your right ear come down towards your right shoulder. And then as you exhale, let your head roll forward. And then as you inhale, left ear comes up towards your left shoulder. And let's make complete circles today. So we're exhaling as our heads come down, and inhaling as our heads come up. Synchronizing your movement with your breath. One more time in this direction. When your head comes down, pause there. And then start to move your head to the right on your next inhale. And then on your exhale, coming down on the left side. One more time. And again, we're going to pause when our heads come down. Relax your shoulders, Actually push your shoulders down away from your ears. So you create space between your shoulders and your ears, and you feel the back of your neck. And then on your next inhale, start to lift your head. And then exhale, tip your head back until you feel a stretch around your throat. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, inhale and come back to neutral. Let your neck and shoulders relax. And then go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides, turning your palms so they face forward. And as you do, roll your shoulder blades together towards each other. So you're opening your chest. Take a breath or two here. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together, down to your heart. And now let's turn our fingertips so they face forward. Keep your palms together and then press your arms out in front of you, keeping your palms together. Take a few breaths. Now we're spreading our shoulder blades. One more breath. And then turn your palms away from each other. And now imagine you're in a swimming pool and you're opening your arms out behind you, but you're moving in slow motion. You've got resistance. That water is resisting this movement. So take your time opening your arms out to the sides. You're going to come down to a slight angle. Take your time. And then when your arms come behind your back and you feel your shoulder blades come together, pause there. Opening your heart. Physically opening your heart. And now turn your thumbs so they face behind you. Inhale back up. Exhale down to your heart. And again, let your chest and your shoulders relax. Right, we're going to do another chest opener, another upper back stretch. And so we're going to do that today by interlacing our fingers. So we're starting by interlacing our fingers and then turning our hands away from us. So you're pressing your palms, your interlaced fingers out in front of you. Stretching out your finger joints. One more breath. And then rotate your hands back together, unwinding your fingers back to prayer position, prayer pose. And now just interlace your last three fingers so you create steeple hands. And then press your arms straight up into the air, reach up and look up. Take a few breaths. All right, release your elbows slightly, release your hands, turn them away from each other again, but this time just bring your arms down by your sides and behind your back and do the same thing. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Palms face each other. Opening your heart again. Put that all together with some arm swings. So let your arms swing down by your sides and up to the front, and then swing back down by your sides and around to the back. And so just move at your own pace. Slow and easy, or if you feel like creating more energy, move a little faster. Lubricating your shoulder joints. You feel the fluid starting to move in your shoulder joints. One more time. And then bring your palms together and back to your heart. Relax your shoulders. And let's just pause here for a few breaths. Notice how your upper body feels from your chest up. And now we're going to start to integrate the lower part of our torsos with a side stretch. So bring your right hand down to your thigh, lift your left arm straight up, and then lean gently to the right. So now you've lengthened your left side. You can feel your ribs move away from each other, just enough to give those little teeny muscles just a little stretch. All those little muscles that hold your ribs together, that keep them stable. Now we're giving them a little bit of space. One more breath. And on your exhale, release your left arm down. And then on your inhale, raise your right arm up and lean to the left. Lengthening your right side. You can integrate these simple stretches into your daily life. You may find that you're already doing that. It makes a big difference. Just a little bit of extra movement makes a big difference. Now on your next exhale, release your right arm down. And then once your arm comes down, roll your shoulders. All right. Now we've moved down into our lower back, lower belly, underneath our ribs. And now we're going to move into spinal rotations, ending in a twist on each side. So go ahead and slide forward in your chair if you haven't already. And we're going to start by moving to the right. And just find your rhythm here. Find your movement, big spinal rotations. And then see if you can bring your breath into the movement by inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. One more time in this direction. When we come to the left side, we're going to pause there. And then go ahead and turn to the left and find your first twist. Breathe into it. Feel some constriction in the right side of your body. You feel some openness in the left side. Stimulating all your internal organs. And when you're ready, we're going to reverse. So we're going to start by moving down towards the left leg. So unwind yourself and then come down towards your left knee and around to the right and back up. And now you're back in spinal rotation. Inhaling up, exhaling down, just appreciating the balance you're able to create these movements. Appreciating what your body can do. One more time in this direction. And then when you come up to the right side again, pause, and then find your twist on the right side. This doesn't need to be a big twist, it can be as small as you like. You'll know, your body will know. Our body is one big brain. It's interesting to think about it that way, that your body does think, has thoughts, not just feelings, but thoughts. Directing you, directing you information, helping you to stay stable. One more breath. And we're going to rotate back around. We're going to pause and center. Bring your hands to your thighs and lift back up to neutral. Take a breath or two. And then today we're going to put our forward fold and cats and cows together. So we'll start with a forward fold with your hands on your thighs, hinging at the hips and keeping your back flat. Keep your back as flat as you can for now. So you may not come down too far. Just notice when you feel your low back. And before you come up, remember your hands are on your thighs, so you are using your arms. Then start to push your belly down. You start to arch your back as you press your shoulder blades down your back, lifting up into cow pose. And then once you get up, round your back into cat pose. And then head on back down into forward fold, flattening your back. So you're inhaling as you come up in cow. Exhaling into cat. And then coming back down into forward fold. And then you just get your rhythm and the breath will follow. Well, let's do that 2 more times. And we're going to end in a forward fold. Flattening your back. So your back is in neutral. Your spine is in neutral. And you can stay here with your hands on your thighs, or slide your hands down your legs and come down a little farther, if that feels good to you. One more breath. And before you come up, make sure your hands are on your thighs. Use your arms to lift yourself up. And then once you come up to neutral, you can roll your shoulders if you like. Do some more spinal rotations, just loosening your whole upper body up. Again, moving the fluids, moving that synovial fluid. We're going to come up to standing to warm up our legs. So take your time coming up behind your chair. All right. And then we'll just start with lifting and lowering our heels one at a time. So take your time. Lift and lower. Warming up your feet and your ankles and your knees. Next time your right heel comes up, hold it up there and press your left heel down. So now you're stretching out the back of your left thigh. I mean your left calf, sorry. Your left calf. And then we'll switch sides. Right heel comes down, left heel comes up. Now feel your right calf. And then both heels up. And both heels down and lean back slightly and lift your toes. And release. And now let's come to mountain pose. Take a few breaths just in mountain pose. Keep your hands on the chair or bring your arms down by your sides. Take a few breaths. All right, now just move around a little bit. Maybe your hands, maybe your feet. We're getting ready to do some movement now. So we're still going to use the chair, but make sure you have some space between you and the chair. So I would step back so just your fingertips touch the chair, because we're going to be bringing that leg up in front of you at some point. So we'll get there. We're going to start with a calf stretch. So your hands are still on the chair. Step your right foot back. It may not be as big of a step as you usually do. So step your left foot forward if you need to. And again, we're pressing into that right heel, stretching out your calf. We won't hold this too long. One more breath. Now shift your weight over onto your left foot as you lift your right leg up and bring your thigh parallel to the floor. Pause right there. You're going to feel your hip start to tighten up. And then we're going to release that tightness by pressing the right leg behind you. Lean forward, press into your heel. This is Warrior 3. And you can try to let go of the chair if you like. Maybe we're not quite ready for that. If you wanted to do the whole Warrior 3, you'd let go of the chair. It's always an option. And then release your right foot back. Come back to mountain pose. We'll do the same thing on the left side. So again, make sure you have space between you and the chair, and then step your left foot back, pressing into your heel. One more breath. And shift your weight onto your right foot, lift your left leg, bring your thigh parallel to the floor. and then press your left leg behind you into warrior three. All right, go ahead and release. Shake your legs out, pat your hips, pat your thighs, your knees, your low back. Okay. So today we're going to do warrior one. We're going to do warrior one flow, and we're going to end up in warrior three again. That's going to be our last pose in the sequence. So we start next to our chairs, standing behind our chairs, and then step your right foot back, and this time let your foot come to a slight angle. So it's different from a calf stretch. It feels different. You stabilize a little better. You can take a wider stance. So bending your left knee, and then bringing your arms out in front of you into warrior one. So notice if you're leaning forward or back. See if you can find your center. One more breath. Now let's open our chest again. Let's just bring our arms into goddess pose. So we're just bending our elbows, keeping our palms facing forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. So you really are opening your chest and lifting your chest up. A little bit of a back bend. And then inhale as you raise your arms back up and out in front of you back to warrior one. Now, if your arms get tired, it's okay. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a break. And then bring your palms together and down to your heart. Hold your belly in and hinge at the hips and come to about a 45-degree angle into humble warrior. We've done this a few times recently. Hopefully your body is learning to enjoy it, not feeling threatened. You're just bowing down. You're admitting that you might be strong, but you're not infallible. You have flaws. We all have flaws. We're humble. And we're okay with that. And now to come up, we want to hold our bellies in. You can keep your hands at your heart or bring your hands to your chair. Lift your torso up and back to warrior one. Belly is pulled in. And then when you're ready, bring your palms back together, back down to your heart, and turn gently to the left for a little twist. So you're keeping your chin lined up with your fingertips, twisting from the waist. You're going to feel a nice long stretch in the front of your right hip, right thigh. One more breath. And then slowly come back to center. And this is where we're going to move into warrior three. So reach out and find your chair. Shift your weight forward. Lift your right leg up. I like to tip my chair forward. You can just lean on your chair if you like. Lifting your right leg up so it's parallel to the floor. This is strengthening your back muscles. You think it's all about your leg. But right now we're stretching out all those little muscles that hold your vertebrae together. One more breath. And release back to mountain pose. Shake your legs. Today that was 5 poses. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. When you're ready, step your left foot back. Start to build your foundation for Warrior 3. Your legs and your feet feel stable. Raise your arms out in front of you. Now you can always have your hands at your heart. You can also have your hands on your hips or on the chair. So there are many options for your arms. One more breath. And now our chest opener. So I called this goddess pose before. We can also call it goalpost arms. It looks just like a goalpost. So keep your chest facing forward and bring your arms down like a goalpost. Squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your chest. And then inhale as you raise your arms up and back out to Warrior 1. All right, let's bring our palms together, down to our hearts, and back into humble warrior. Belly is pulled in. You're leaning down about 45 degrees. You'll know when to stop. You can feel that coming down the back of your right side, the back of your right hip, all the way down the back of your right leg. You feel it in other places. Notice. We're all different. We're kind of the same, but we're all different. And when we come up, we can put our hands on the chair or keep them at our hearts. As we inhale, come up and back to Warrior 1. And now it's time for our twist, bringing your palms back together, down to your heart, and then very gently twisting to the right. One more breath. Slowly come back to center. And then when you're ready, reach out and find your chair. As you shift forward, lift your left leg up into Warrior 3. And you can flex your foot or point your toes, or you can just let your foot relax. All right, let's release. Come back to mountain pose. Give our legs a little shake. Do one more big pose here, and then we're going to do a little bit of Qigong. So our last pose is a downward facing dog. With your hands on the chair, start to walk your legs back until you can't go back any farther. Your arms are parallel to the floor. And then let your chest drop down, keeping your knees bent. So don't lock your knees back. Breathe into it. Notice if you're feeling tension or resistance somewhere in your body. See if you can breathe into it. Let your exhales help you to release. All right, when you're ready to come out of the pose, bend your knees. You can keep your hands on the chair or bring your hands to your thighs. We're using our leg muscles to help ourselves up. All right, kick your arms and legs. Roll your shoulders. And now if you want to do your Qigong from the chair, go right ahead and have a seat. Otherwise, we're going to come into a wide stance and do some passing clouds. Start to move side to side. And if you're in the chair, it's all about the arms. It's all about your arms and your torso. So rub your hands, get some chi in your hands. And then pause when you come to the right side. Right palm is up, left palm is down. Inhale, move to the left. Exhale, let your palms pass each other as you switch directions. Go back to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Now just follow your breath. Let your breath lead the way. Next time we come to the left side, let's pause there. Your left palm is up, your right palm is down, and now we're just switching directions. So inhale as you move to the right. Exhale, palms pass. Move back to the left. Do that 2 more times. And make your way back to center. Pause with your palms facing down. Relax your shoulders. And then press down. Your arms out to the sides and inhale as you reach up. Exhale, press down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring in all that energy, all that effort. Back into your hands. Back down through the center of your body. Back down into the earth so that you stay connected and grounded today. Start to move your fingers, your wrists. Step your feet back towards mountain pose. Roll your shoulders if you like. And then we're going to make our way back to our chairs for final relaxation. Shavasana. Final relaxation. Just like in the beginning of our practice, let yourself settle. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take some deep breaths and focus on your exhales. Lengthening your exhales. See if you can relax your jaw. Let your jaw drop down so there's a little space between your back teeth. Let that sensation move through your body as you start to release tension a little bit at a time. Every exhale. Letting go of stress, expectations. Give yourself permission. Be okay with where you are right now. When you feel ready, start to move around a little. Maybe move your head first, maybe your hands, maybe your shoulders. Just slowly bringing yourself back. Opening your eyes. Remembering where you are, where you started and where you ended, in the same place, with a different body, a different feeling. And then start to rub your hands. Open your hands out to the sides. Inhale up. Exhale down to your heart. With love and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all for being here today.